Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third annual Entrepreneurship at UBCO Quick Pitch and Innovation Showcase, brought to you by our signature sponsor, MNP LLP. My name is David Jenkins, and I'm your Master of Ceremonies for tonight and a mentor for the Entrepreneurship at UBCO program. Let's get started by introducing each of our distinguished judges. First, Grant Lawrence. Grant is president of Kelowna and Vancouver Valhalla Angels and co-founder Valhalla Private Capital. He's both an investor and a consultant to startups after a lengthy and successful career working with software leaders like Dell and Quest and many successful startup companies. Next, Rose Bojani. Rose is a Valhalla Angel and one of the founding general partners of our region's new Women's Mentoring and Angel Network, Women's Equity Lab, Okanagan. Rose is an active investor and business consultant and was formerly technology sector specialist for Alberta and British Columbia with BC Development Bank of Canada. Next up is Kyle Wiltshire. Kyle is a Valhalla Angel and an expert in delivering online services to the Asia-Pacific region. Kyle is CEO of Tekahan Technologies and the former president of KPI Investments and the former CTO and partner with ZipMatch. Henry King. Henry is a Valhalla Angel and owner of Superior Peat. He's the former chairman of Garden Center Group Co-op, former chairman of ArtNap's Plantline franchise, and a former owner-operator of ArtNap's Plantland in Penticton. Abhinav Kanti. Abhinav is a Valhalla Angel and a director of Total Interiors, one of the province's leading providers of office interiors. Abhinav comes out of the medical device industry and was formerly director, Faith Biotech, and a partner with I2M Technologies. Fritz Kipfer. Fritz is a Valhalla Angel and is the former CEO of Schubert North America, a global leader in robotic packaging machinery. And now, your host for tonight's program, Camille Saltman, Managing Director of Entrepreneurship at UBCO and co-founder and general partner of the Women's Equity Lab, Okanagan, Women's Mentoring and Angel Network. Gary Parmar. Gary is partner and regional leader of private enterprise technology and media telecommunications with MNP. Sarah Sutherland, program facilitator with Entrepreneurship at UBCO and co-founder of the Okanagan Women's Mentoring and Angel Network.
Welcome to tonight's Entrepreneurship at UBCO Quick Pitch competition. We're about to see our 6 top teams face off live. Each team will do a 3-minute quick pitch, followed by 6 minutes of questions by our Valhalla Angels judges. Our teams tonight are UBC-related undergrad and graduate students, faculty, alumni, and staff. They've been working through an intensive 6-month accelerator program. That means mentoring by one or more of our 35 volunteer business leaders, dedicated workshops, lots and lots of feedback, and intensive practice sessions. Here are the critical points each team has to cover tonight. Did they introduce themselves? What problem are they trying to solve? Did you get it? Was it clearly communicated? Who will buy their product? How big a market is it? What advantage does the team have over the competition? What is the ask? Did the team explain what they need in order to develop the business idea further? Money, advice, investment, people, partners? And finally, to wrap it up, presentation skills. Did they speak clearly, tell stories to make the concepts easy to understand, provide examples, show enthusiasm, passion, and energy? At the end, we'll let the angels slip away for a few minutes to determine first, second, and third prize. That will give you a chance to vote for the Audience Choice Award. Just like the Academy Awards, which has used an accounting firm to help tabulate the votes since 1935, when Betty Davis was passed over for a nomination, we will have Gary Parmar with the accounting firm of MNP help us count the votes. Thanks so much for joining us, Gary.
Thank you, Camille. It's a pleasure joining you. We're pleased to be a founding sponsor and mentors with the program. Exciting to see how far the teams have come since September.
Isn't it? Gary, I am so grateful to have your and MNP support. Not only has MNP stepped up as a founding sponsor, along with the law firm Lawson Lundell, to help us build this important program, Gary, you and MNP have contributed a really important prize package tonight to our winning teams. Can you tell us about it?
Sure, Camille. As one of Canada's fastest growing entrepreneurial firms, our team at MNP knows the dedication and commitment it takes to be an entrepreneur. That's why we're pleased to partner with UBCO and offer the Startup to Success packages to the top 3 finalists of this Quick Pitch Challenge, which will provide a 1-year full mentorship and support from an MNP business advisor so they can continue building their enterprise.
Sarah and I are both delighted to have you on our team. Sarah, why don't you share with the audience the exciting prizes that we're giving away tonight and the amazing sponsors who have made these prizes possible? And also tell us how our audience can vote on their favorite team.
Absolutely. First prize winner tonight is walking away with $5,000 cash, the MNP Startup to Success mentorship package worth $5,000, entrance to AO's VAP, and entrance to Valhalla Angels Base Camp. Second prize is walking away with a similar package except with $3,000 cash. Third prize, $2,000 cash. Fourth, fifth, sixth prize are all getting entrance to the Valhalla Angels Base Camp. And tonight really wouldn't be possible without our wonderful sponsors, MNP LLP, Alumni UBC, CITIT, Valhalla Angels, Accelerate Okanagan, and COEDC. At the end of the pitches tonight, you will see a web URL come across the screen, and that is your opportunity to vote for your Audience Choice Award. Winner of this prize will walk away with $1,000 cash.
Beautiful. Now let's get started. We're kicking it off tonight with the Proximy team. Arpan Kandola and Brody Couch, both civil engineering alums, and Brandon Keza, a fourth-year computer science student.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Arpan Kandola. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Proximy. We're an online marketplace that connects people to local experts that share their expertise through real human connection, in person or online. So for the first time in human history, the whole world went through something together. Now, unfortunately, the thing was COVID-19, and it's really impacting the younger and millennial generations right now. And it revealed 2 major problems, job instability as well as loneliness. So we've developed a mobile-first platform that lets anyone create any type of event. We call them Hangouts. It's designed to bring people together in real life, in person or online. We're building social connection while providing an additional income source for these hosts. It's simple, efficient, and local. Hosts create in-person or virtual events. We call them Hangouts. Users are served those events based on their interests and location. We're like a local online bazaar full of mixed quality events and people. We take a 20% service fee for any payments processed through Proximy. If no payments are processed, the platform is free to use. So hosts create in-person or online Hangouts. They go through a form to ensure that they provide the necessary details for the participants. Once complete, they issue it in the Proximy database. So users are able to see this, they understand what a host is offering, and right then, there and then, they can pay. Proximy will hold the payment until the Hangout is complete and distribute it back to the host with the service fees already removed. Hosts already have existing attendees. When we bring on hosts, they bring on their existing customers. We're that medium that helps them earn an additional income and organically grow their network. Right now, we have 15 pre-registered hosts in the arts category ready to use our platform. Half the world's population is 30 years old or younger, and most people participate in some creative hobby. Only 1% of our market is $22.5 billion. In terms of our competitor space, we not only provide the most personalized user experience, but also have a favorable business model. The competitors on the left provide a monthly subscription, whereas we have a transactional-based model in place. Not only that, we target a younger demographic. Our philosophy as a company has always been to keep things local, face-to-face, and in smaller groups. Anyone can host any type of event in accordance to our community guidelines. We're the first mobile-first app, and we keep things safer and closer to home. Hosts can earn up to 80% of their event sales, so they really have nothing to lose. We've been developing this concept for the last 3 years and have developed an enterprise model that will be showcased at a later date. We have bootstrapped our web app MVP for Proximy, and now we'll be completing our mobile app for this April. An acquisition is likely the most typical scenario in our space. However, if we believe that we can maintain our values and culture in our organization, we'll definitely want to pursue an IPO. We're looking for money to help improve the app user experience as well as the user safety, and really hone in on these first early hosts to improve our product. We want to market organically as well as hone in on growth hacking. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Good presentation. So, question, how can you prevent the host from setting up an event and take the money, and then the event is not really going to be what it's advertised, or is not going to happen at all? How do you prevent things like that from happening?
We have flagging system that's in place. We also allow a lot of the users on the platform to report anything they don't see is actually fluid with our branding guidelines. So we have that in place, and user safety, of course, is one of our most important things. It's paramount, and we want to be able to do that. So we're going to hold the funds until the Hangout is complete. Once it's complete and we have any issues, we can deal with it then. We hold that payment until the Hangout is complete and it's all over, and then we'll hand it back if all goes well.
Okay, so
who marks the event complete?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just wondering who marks the event complete.
Oh, well, once the Hangout is over and we don't hear anything back from, there's no reports or anything like that from our user base, it will be complete. And obviously, if it's online, as soon as the Hangout or video conference is completed, then we know it's over.
Arpan, how do you differentiate yourself from organizing an event on Facebook group or something like that? I mean, there are a few apps which are available. And so how do you differentiate yourself? Why should I choose you over organizing it over Facebook or inviting everybody on Facebook? Yeah.
Right. So our whole concept is around coming in person, and that's something we really want to focus on currently. And the other products that you currently mentioned don't actually facilitate in-person hangouts or events effectively. So we believe we're in a position, which our competitor as Meetup, who is one of our closest competitors that focuses on in-person hangouts or events, we believe we have a stronger way and a more personalized way for these hosts to be able to come through and organize these events and actually find people who want to participate in their event. Facebook's algorithm is not set up for people to find what they like. It's based on the algorithm of what your friends are liking. So you're going to get suggested things that you want to be able to see based on their likes. So it's not necessarily organized by what you want to see. And we want to provide the most easiest way for people to not only host, but also participate in these hangouts. And it's all around a local element. So you're only going to see what's around you, not so much what's happening in different parts of the country.
Can you share with me what the average value of one of these hangouts or meetups is? Like, what would a person pay, or how many people?
Sure. So thank you for your question. We want to be able to offer a diverse range, anything from $5 per ticket, anywhere to $100 for people that are a bit more experienced. We believe this diversity is going to allow people to want to participate more easily. And as I mentioned, it's not all going to be paid hangouts. There's going to be an opportunity for people to organize free ones as well. Our purpose is to bring people together in real life, and we want to be able to facilitate effectively.
So what would you anticipate I would get for $5, and what would I get for $100?
Well, $100 would be a host that's much more experienced. Say, Mission Hill Winery would to do an event around somebody who's going to be showing you how to create wine versus somebody who's going to teach you how to paint. So the one that's going to be painting is probably going to be less priced versus somebody that's more established will be offering something more expensive.
Thank you.
The 15 hosts that you have today in the wings, they're the art side. How are you are you starting to recruit more before you turn on the app, and when do you turn on the app?
So we will be, as I'd mentioned, we really want to take the opportunity with these early hosts to really take in their feedback and really curate the product to be theirs. We want to solve it so 10 people love it before we have 100,000 people who kind of like it. So we have an opportunity to really get them understand our customer the best we can before we start to bring other people. We will be rolling it out. People can use it, but we really want to spend our time with these early hosts just to make sure our product is being solved for their purposes.
And what do those hosts specialize in?
So right now we have people in the arts category. So arts are kind of in different ranges. So we go from culinary arts to performance arts to visual arts to literary arts. We have a DJ that's going to be teaching how people to DJ. We're going to have 2 painters to teach different types of paint. We have a musical artist who's going to teach people how to make music. So very, very curated in that art category, different experiences as well. Again, we're focused on creating a very diverse element at the start so people can understand. Again, I had mentioned we want to empower people to really host and become hosts. So we're opening this platform and trusting our community members to flag anything that's inappropriate, or if it doesn't match our community guidelines, they have the ability to block or report, and we'll be able to see that on our end and take action as necessary.
We have time for one last question.
I'll ask one. With so many potential replacement technologies like Facebook and Eventbrite and Meetup, could you kind of walk me through some of your marketing strategies to really, land Proximy in people's inboxes and get people engaged in the early years?
Right. And Kyle, that's a great question. And if I'm honest with you, that's something we are developing and we don't have set in stone yet. Again, that marketing strategy is something we're looking to get additional assistance on and help on and mentorship on. But at this time, we believe a majority of our customer base is based out of using platforms like Instagram or Facebook as well. So we really want to hone on creating organic content. We're going to be really getting close with the hosts and really documenting how they do what they do and leverage that on our social media as well to really highlight our hosts and what they're about, as well as our culture and values. We believe with what's going on in the world and the BLM protests or with the farmers protests in India and so many different areas that we have the opportunity to come from ground up to show our roots and our culture and branding right on the onset. Whereas you see a larger companies trying to adapt now, we want to be able to come forward with that at the onset and build that trust with our customers early. And we believe that loyalty that we'll be able to gain from that will be helping us to differentiate and keep these customers for a longer period.
Time's up. Let's move on to the next team. Next up is GAPS. The GAPS team are all in second year engineering. Jacob Saul is in civil. Cole White Robinson is in mechanical. Jaden Wong and Graham Kumage are in electrical engineering. And Rudy Karmar was in electrical, but he switched to the Vancouver campus in engineering physics.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cole White Robinson, and I'm the CBO of GAPS Systems. We are a diverse team from UBC covering 5 disciplines of engineering, currently in a research and development phase, working towards a novel clean water technology solution to address stormwater contamination and flood monitoring. Throughout our journey, we've been mentored by business leaders Grant Lawrence and Alexandra Nuth, as well as our research advisors Professor Wand and Professor Sathish. Currently, contaminants such as oil, heavy metals, and pesticides flow off of the streets during precipitation events and into storm drains before making their way into our lakes and rivers. These drains tend to get backed up in heavy rains, causing major flooding. In 2018, an estimated 3 trillion litres of contaminants polluted Canadian waterways. Any company or municipality that breaks the water quality regulations can face fines upwards of $1 million in addition to cleanup costs and damages. The existing solutions to this problem either have a limited decontamination ability and limited capacity, which often makes flooding worse, or they are expensive, not scalable, and disruptive to install. This is where GAPS comes in. We provide municipalities and private companies whose business either depends on the pristineness of their water bodies, such as marinas and golf courses, or companies who are subject to strict water regulations, such as construction sites and factories, with a better stormwater decontamination and flood monitoring solution. Our system meets all of their needs in a simpler, more affordable, and innovative way. GAPS technology is the first of its kind to combine stormwater decontamination and flood monitoring into a single device. Our system also connects with a user-friendly web app to provide real-time maintenance and flood alerts. GAPS units slide easily into existing storm drains of different sizes and don't require any professional installation, so we can serve a wide variety of clients. A GAPS system consists of a water decontamination module that uses an internally developed media filter for removing pollutants without causing backflow, and a sensor module for collecting flood and maintenance data. BC alone has approximately 30,000 targetable businesses such as marinas, construction companies, and golf courses who need stormwater decontamination solutions. In addition, there are over 150 municipalities in the province with large stormwater management budgets. For instance, the annual stormwater management budget for Kelowna is approximately $85 million. We are currently targeting private companies while also building relations with municipalities. We've been given the opportunity to conduct a pilot program at Reed Point Marina, the largest marina in BC, and have received interest from municipalities such as Vernon. We are currently leveraging our $15,000 seed funding from the 2020 Aquahagen competition into $60,000 through a research grant for product development. Moving forward, we would like introductions to manufacturers, connections to prospective private and municipal clients, and for business leaders to join our board of advisors. Thank you for listening to our pitch. Please contact me at my phone number and email to get in touch.
Okay, first question from me. So what stage are you on in terms of product development?
Hi, my name is Rudransh. I'm the computer systems lead on the team. I think I can speak to that question. So right now we're finishing a first round of R&D and we're moving into our second round of R&D. Our second round of R&D is going to be marked more by a complete idea of what our solution is. Our first round of R&D was more trying to figure out the approach that we want to take to solve the problem. Now that we've identified a unique way, a new outlook into the problem, and a new way to solve it, with our $60,000 in funds, we're looking to enter this research development phase in a more formal way with professors on board and $60,000 in funding to actually go about creating a product that at the end of this research phase will be ready to take to market.
So have you been able to identify the media or the process flow, or you're still that's the second phase?
So the process flow is actually part of our approach. That's one of the major things that we believe make us unique from the competition is how water and how contaminants actually flow through the system. The specific media that we will use is actually a subject of our research and development phase because there's lots of different types of media on the market that we will address both individually and as composites to understand what will meet our needs the best.
Okay, thank you.
Did I understand your ask correctly? And very, very good presentation, by the way. But you're not asking for money. You're basically looking for advice, people who can guide you in a board of directors.
Absolutely. Right now, we're looking for just more introductions, some more soft asks. We're looking to do a capital raise at the end of our R&D phase. Once we have a specific product that we will identify a very specific amount of money that we'll be able to sell it for a target price, we'll have relationships with manufacturers, then we'll be able to do a capital raise in a more definitive way.
Okay, thank you.
You've got now a marina interested? How did that come about? And well done.
Yeah, so basically we identified that there is a big need for private corporations such as marinas and golf courses, which are companies that really pride themselves on their water bodies that surround them. For instance, Reed Point Marina, the marina that we actually were able to target, one of their main missions is to provide a clean water environment for their clients and for their boats. So we realized that this need, and we've reached out to them. It's a personal connection that we had, and we were able to solidify. And they basically they said that yes, if you guys can create a solution that helps us meet our needs in an easier way, in a better way, we're all for it. Where you guys can definitely run that pilot program with us. So we've confirmed that with them. They're located in Port Moody, BC, in the Lower Mainland, and yeah, they are the largest marina in BC.
So I'm trying to understand. They have storm sewers that they own, that they manage.
Yeah.
Or is this a compliance play for them that they have to do this and they just haven't done it for years? Or
so currently they do have a bunch of storm drains in all the parking lots across the marina. The thing is with them is that they are the last possible point source before the water. It will go through those drains and the water's right next to them. So if we don't stop it in their drains, it's going to go into the water. They do have some solutions in place, but they don't tackle the issue as well as we do. And none of that addresses flood monitoring either. It's an issue that they experience in high volume seasons, is that their parking lots get overflowed because the current solutions that they use get backed up really easily. So they're currently paying for a solution that doesn't quite meet the need that they currently have. It only really stops sediment, or we will actually be able to remove the contaminants and we will actually be able to monitor floods, which is something that's not attainable from the current solutions.
And another thing I'd like to add on to that, Grant, is also the play for them. If you go on their website, the first thing that they say, their mission is to provide a clean environment for their clients' boats. And that's something that we want to contribute to, is we will help them make that value proposition to their clients more definite and more attainable in a more hands-off way.
If I could ask a bit about the ecosystem. So the Port Moody port was a good example. My understanding is when stormwater goes to the city typically treats it. Would your solution only come into play in that kind of Port Moody port example where it's too close to the water? For some reason, it's bypassing the city. Am I wrong in how this ecosystem works?
Right, so there's two types of water that a city deals with. One is sewage and then one is stormwater. So sewage, which is typically collected from dwellings, whether that be businesses or residences, it goes through a very formal process of decontamination before it becomes effluent and then is released back into the environment. But stormwater does not go through any such process of pre-treatment. And for that reason, a lot of the water bodies in which the stormwater gets deposited are being contaminated. So that's why stormwater is primed to be tackled in this arena with this type of a solution, because there's no existing treatment process before stormwater makes its way into receiver water bodies. And we hope to solve that.
Okay, guys, since you are in the developmental stage and an idea stage, so you all must remember that when you are going to trap these impurities or these contaminants, then you need to actually treat these contaminants into a level so that it can then be released into environment. So because you will have a lot of hydrocarbons and other things, so that's a very special challenge, and yeah, I'm sure you guys will look at that.
Yeah, so what we've actually already identified is there are cleaning agents that have the ability to break these contaminants back down into the organic constituents. So the eco-friendliness of our disposal process or any type of contaminant disposal is very high on our priority list. And so we've already identified these types of cleaning agents. And yes, we have realized that once we would treat these, the chemicals would then be safe for disposable and our filters would then be reusable.
We have time for one last question.
Is your revenue strictly coming from selling the system, or do you have also revenue from maintenance contracts or from using the apps, let's say a monthly recurring fee that you charge?
Absolutely. So I think there's multiple ways. One is obviously going to be the startup fee where we actually sell the units. And then there will also be the ongoing costs also associated with the sensor system that we provide. Just because the value proposition of the sensor unit being a continual flood monitoring system and also a continual maintenance detection and alert system is an ongoing value proposition. So it's something that we would charge on a subscription basis. And we would look to tie that into perhaps a maintenance subscription as well. So our revenue stream is going to be based around one, selling the units, and then two, doing the maintenance on them after the fact, and also providing the continual flood monitoring and smart sensor system-based data services.
Next up is agronomy. This team includes Michael Yatsi, who is an alumni of mechanical engineering, and Kennedy Wafula.
Hello, my name is Michael, and today I'd like to talk to you about our venture, agronomy. And our goal is to provide agricultural information to farmers to enable them to be more informed in their farming. Now, Kenyan farmers are experiencing problems. But before I can talk to you about the problems they're facing, I'd like to first of all paint a picture on who the Kenyan farmer is. A typical Kenyan farmer is a small-scale farmer based in rural Kenya, and their practice of agriculture can be viewed as very traditional with low technology inputs. This is based off of farming methods that have been passed down from generation to generation. Now, unfortunately, due to the climate change crisis that we're facing right now, these tried and tested methods that the farmers are using are falling short, and they're experiencing a higher sense of food insecurity as well as lower yields for their returns. We as agronomy want to address this uncertainty that farmers are facing and provide them with the necessary tools to empower them in their farming. We're developing a platform that aggregates agricultural information and provides it to farmers to enable them to make more informed, data-driven decisions. Simply put, our value proposition to the farmer can be summarized in 4 words: know more, grow more. Now, our platform will also provide a custom communication channel between the farmer and the agricultural specialist. Now, the agricultural specialist plays a very key role for the farmer and is typically their first point of contact to reach out to in case they have any problems with their farming. In Kenya, we have about 6 million farming households and only about 600,000 agricultural specialists. Unfortunately, due to inefficiency, not every farmer is able to reach out to this key resource in their times of need. We as agronomy want to rectify that problem. Our monetization strategy will be through leveraging the farmer data on our platform to command advertising and marketing fees from the different vendors in the agricultural value chain. Moreover, we shall use a tiered subscription model to charge farmers for different features on our platform. Now, this holistic approach that we're taking to solving the needs of the farmer is really what sets us apart from our competition, who only focused on singular areas of the farmer journey. Moreover, we have the benefit of reach and scale that we can leverage through the partnerships that we have with the agricultural specialists. Now, today, we're asking you for grant funding of $20,000 that will go towards helping us roll out our pilot program for the next 18 months. We also welcome any business advice that you can help us in implementing our pilot program, as well as in the future in our endeavors. I thank you once again for your time in listening to our presentation, and we hope you have some questions for us. We're eager to listen to them. Thank you.
Well done in presenting the problem with the limitation of that resource that, many to one, the farmers and the agricultural specialists. I'm not sure if that's the right name. So today, how does an agricultural specialist even reach out to more than like 20 or 30 farmers, or how can they do that today? And would they be a good venue for you to say, hey, I'm not going to be here for another month, so use this app from you, use this solution? Are they a channel for you as well?
Currently, there's the information sources that are available to the farmer through their legacy media, and the agricultural specialists organizes market center meetings whereby they are able to actually share some of this information, and they go to farms, sample farms, whereby they conduct demos of the new techniques that need to take place. But during our customer discovery process, we are able to interact with some of them who oversee very large numbers of farms, as you can see, very large numbers of farming households. And these three alone already give us 500,000, a ready market of 500,000 farmers through which we can be able to communicate with them. So the idea behind it is that we want to be able to use a digital first approach to be able to distribute what they already have as a communication platform.
And why would they pick you over a competition? What's going to give you the desire for these guys to follow through and help you?
One of the things about us is that we are first of all going to ask the farmer, or rather we are going to interact with the farmer and provide them a set of digital tools through which they will be doing record keeping actively. And when the time comes for interaction with the agricultural specialists, there'll already be a set of information that they will know ahead. One of the things that has not been highlighted or has not been shown very well within this slide is the idea that the current agricultural specialists, as much as they try to organize a set of farmers according to a certain crop or maybe a target that they are trying to achieve, cannot be able to do so because they do not have background information of the farmer. Therefore, by aggregating the farmer records, we are going to be able to actually present and shift it through and present it to the agricultural specialists so that they can be able to improve their training.
Okay, so the agricultural specialists you can help them do their job better.
Indeed. Our approach is to basically create a two-sided application whereby on one end, the farmer is able to record their information, get notifications about different conditions, and at the same time, they can get reminders and so on. And on the agricultural specialist side, they're able to actually assist us in tracking the farmer, and they can moderate our content and help us validate the data that we currently have in our platform.
One question. This agricultural specialist who's currently a key to the information dissemination to the farmers, why should they support you? I mean, what's in it for them?
Indeed, that's a good question. The idea behind it is that currently there are three different categories of agricultural specialists who work at different levels. Now, I can be able to highlight through the revenue model slides. This is the current breakdown of a typical 5-year donor project in which the government is assisted by donors to be able to distribute extension services. That's actually another name for agricultural specialization. Now, as you can see, a good chunk of the amount of money that is in the current administration is spent in administrative and logistic costs. And the actual extension work, that's the agricultural specialization, only takes about $800,000. And that's over a period of 5 years. The same is repeated currently at the moment with seed and fertilizer companies, because they spend quite a considerable amount, and they're using agricultural specialization as a method through which they can have marketing and sales. And they hire these agricultural specialists to promote their products while at the same time training farmers on these new methods. But once again, a good chunk of the money is spent in advertising and logistics, and the actual agricultural work, the extension work that is one-on-one with the farmer, is just around $4,000. So we hope to be able to actually capture most of this and have a digital distribution and scale. And finally, we have charity organizations and programs who already offer some of these services. And once again, the challenge is always the same. Administrative and logistics takes up too much because they have to do physical one-on-ones with this.
I can see it's going to be a tough competition tonight. Next up, we have CloudTrack. Connor Scott, who's in fourth year electrical engineering, and David Rojas, who's a business management alumni.
Hi, everyone. It is so good to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time to connect with us. This is CloudTrack. And this is our friend Maverick. He loves riding his motorcycle. Unfortunately, he went for lunch one day and this happened. Motorcycles are light, easy to move, and easy targets on the street. Sadly, motorcycle theft happens every single day in Canada and around the world. He was not happy. We will show you how CloudTrack solved Maverick's problem by tracking his motorcycle. Now he can ride again. This is our team. Connor Scott is an avid motorcyclist. He graduated from both Okanagan College and UBC as an engineer. My name is David and I graduated from UBC with a business degree and have experience in marketing, sales, and management.
CloudTrack provides peace of mind by building the technology to locate, secure, and protect users' motorcycles. Our solution to the problem is a cellular GPS tracker that also acts as a safety device. It detects tampering, bumps, and theft, but can also detect crashes and alert emergency contacts. We currently have a scalable MVP and we're in beta testing. We're looking for additional testers in Europe and South America. On the left is our view of our app's push notifications, and on the right is our website. It's currently functional and the devices work globally. We're focused on motorcycles right now because this is my passion and I've been riding for almost 10 years. I have a very good understanding of what other riders are looking for. Currently, the connected motorcycle market is in its infancy at about $50 million with a 49% compound annual growth rate. This is due to a high barrier to entry and almost no competition. By 2027, this market is expected to be worth over $800 million, and this correlates very well to the size of the overall motorcycle market at $21 billion. The next slide shows how we compare to a few companies in the GPS tracking space. We reached out to riders and from our interviews found that they were willing to pay between $8 to $12 a month, and they'd be willing to pay extra for installation and track features. With 14 million motorcyclists in North America, every single one is a potential user. CloudTrack is different because we're exploring discounted theft insurance for our users. Motorcyclists have been trying to solve this problem for a long time with Bluetooth tracking tiles, but CloudTrack is a fully self-contained device that communicates over cellular, so users can log in and instantly see the location, orientation, and status of their motorcycle. CloudTrack is also installed on the bike, making it much more difficult for thieves to remove.
We have connected with local vendors that would love to sell this product as soon as possible. We will use platforms like Tonet to promote CloudTrack, and we expect significant potential growth in the next 3 years. We are looking to raise $150,000 this year. We will be issuing convertible notes with a 20% discount to initial investors. This will allow us to finalize the required testing, complete the website design we've already started, and purchase bulk parts using economies of scale.
Thank you so much for watching. We're super excited about this and we'd love to partner with you.
Can I ask, does something similar not already exist in the marketplace for heavy-duty equipment?
That's a great question, and you're right, absolutely. There are satellite-linked solutions for heavy-duty equipment. This is a very different market, though, and like I said, they're satellite-based. It's a different technology completely. So we're targeting a different user base and a different market segment.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of the 14 million bikes in North America, what segment do you think is going to be the early adopters? Is it a value price? Is it an age group? Is it a combination? What would be the early adopters that you're going to try and reach out to?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question as well. We're not 100% sure on how many people will actually be able to use this product. Our main goal is to be able to use social media and target essentially everyone in North America. Even if we just get 1% of the 14 million people, then that's a really good number for us. One of the applications that we're hoping to use is ToneIt. Lots of people have heard about it. They have over 100,000 users only on Android. So that will be our main channel to reach everyone in the market.
Can you tell me a bit more? Sorry, go ahead, Red.
Okay, I know there's other products out there, tracking devices. So what is your secret sauce? What is different on your product that makes it unique?
Absolutely. Thanks. That's a fantastic question. We have a couple ways of interfacing with the bike that allow us to disable bikes remotely if they are stolen. So that's number one. Number two is we're data logging all kinds of lean angles and acceleration rates for sports riders or track riders, people who really want these numbers. So I think those two things really set us apart.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
In terms of the business model, do you make most of your revenues or most of your margin on the ongoing service fees, or do you intend to make a margin on the hardware sale as well? And do you have any projections for the service and what it kind of costs you per month versus the revenue you earn?
Yeah, thank you. That's a really good question. Initially, we were just thinking about selling the product and that's it. But we quickly realized that subscription is one of the best ways of continuing that revenue. We know that we're going to be making money when we sell the product itself, but that continuous monthly subscription will be the best way for us to generate that revenue.
One question from my side. You would be collecting a lot of data, whether it's personal data or whether it's vehicle data, and how it's what it's doing, and how do you plan to utilize that data for? Yeah,
I can answer that question pretty quickly. It's a great question. We don't plan to use that data whatsoever. We're not interested in selling that data. That data is personal information on our users, and we're not going to market that at all whatsoever.
Yeah. And if I can just add to that, during our initial conversations and interviews with other companies and users, other companies really wanted to use that data that we will be collecting. They saw that as one of the most valuable assets that we have. And they really wanted to use it to exploit it and essentially exploit that data. But like Connor mentioned, we really want to protect the data and be able to use it for the user's advantage.
Okay.
Last question.
Just wondering, I guess 2 parts. How difficult would it be for one of these other companies to pivot into your space, the ones that are doing for tracking large machinery? And how easy is it for you to pivot into a different vertical, say for small businesses that have fleets of trucks, for example?
I think I can answer that. So that's a fantastic question. We can absolutely pivot. All of our software is already pretty vertically integrated. If you want to have an account for a whole business, that's completely within our user space to do that. So the reason that there's not many people in this space is because there's a huge barrier to entry. The software, the hardware, and all the regulations really have to be well thought out and approached through ICED and FCC, and even the European Union has their own regulations. So I think that large barrier to entry is really what's keeping a lot of companies out of our space right now.
We're out of time. Next up is Elite. The Elite team are all 3rd-year electrical engineering. Gavin Saini, Kevin Kadem, Harvey Mann, and Ahmed Ramadan.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin and welcome on behalf of A to Z Filters. We are a home water filtration system at R&D stage, and we have developed the most revolutionary, sustainable home water filtration system to change the landscape this year, and we're here to tell you about it. As you can see, here's my passion and hardworking team members, and we are third-year civil engineering students at UBCO. Also, our supported mentors and advisors that they have been working with them for the past 6 months, and we are so grateful to each one of them. Globally, we have 2.1 billion people that lack access to safe drinking water. Shockingly, 770,000 of these people live in Canada. In Canada, we have 670 active water advisories, and 30% of these water advisories are from beautiful British Columbia. Currently, there are 58 long-term water advisories that are impacting our Indigenous and remote communities. Canadians spend around $895 million annually on water bottles and water filtrations. This equates on average of $41 per household per month. Our system is a low cost compared to other filtration systems and is easily installed and maintained. In addition, it is made from sustainable materials that can be regenerated. Our product only requires an initial installation by a technician, and after that, replacement can be done by the homeowner. Plug and play. The A to Z system has been created for the average consumer to be compatible with new and existing plumbing systems with no need for upgrading. The A to Z water filtration system utilizes biocomposite filter material and is energy efficient, since our filtration media is locally and readily available. They can be reused since 95% of its capacity is retained, and after its life cycle, it could be composted. When compared to our competitors, we are projecting that we can price ourselves much lower than our competitors. We are the only company that allows its users to service their own product if they want to. We are the only company that provides service to the entire house rather than single tap. We are the only company that reuses and regenerates its filtration material, which helps with the profit of our company extensively. Last year, we won AquaHack's first prize for People's Choice Award, and we became fourth in Canada for our innovative idea. Currently, we are lab testing to achieve the full potential of our filter. Now, we are asking for $30,000 investment in exchange for equity via SAFE. We are hoping to match this with a non-diluted capital. With this funding, we plan on doing more extensive R&D and start our IP and patent process. We want to continue our custom discovery process and develop connections with potential manufacturers and distributors. This will help us build a stronger business case and financial projections. Thank you so much for your time. Here are some of the ways you can contact us, and we are available to answer any questions.
It looks to me as though you're the best at what you're doing as far as the product goes. So why do you also want to be the cheapest? So can you talk about that?
Definitely, and that's a very good question. The primary objective of this entity started because we wanted to address one of the biggest issues in the world: universal access to safe drinking water. Canadians, 770,000, around the world, 2.1 billion. We wanted to make drinking water, which is safe for people, affordable. And that was the vision of our company from the start.
Okay, Kevin, my question.
Yes, please.
So you're saying that your price is going to be $250. So what is your cost, expected cost? What's your targeted expected cost?
That's very good. So basically, as we talked about it, our expected cost, because we are at R&D stage, right now we're doing lab tests to verify our filtration material. Based on the chart, the fact that you see here, we are not paying anything for raw material. The rest of the costs with other companies are similar to each other. That itself will give us a huge leverage to price ourselves very competitively with the other ones. So as soon as we verify our numbers, we are able to get a finite costing for our product.
And this price that you're talking about is the price to the distributor, because you're talking about a distributor model. So this price should be the distributor price, not the end user price.
The price that we are aiming and projecting is $250 to $300 is a user price, because it's very competitive in the market right now, which the other ones are looking at it at $500 to $600.
That's in the market, right?
That is the market, yes.
Okay.
So what do you anticipate this costing you to build? And I realize that you're kind of in the early stages.
Yes, exactly. By looking at it, to be honest with you, we don't have right now a definite answer for the price and for the cost of manufacturing it. But the fact that our raw material gives us that leverage, we can really be in lower than $100.
What from a budget point of view and capital needs point of view, you're looking at $30K and non-dilutive. What's the visibility on your non-dilutive portion? And then how much more money do you need to get to market?
Right now at R&D stage, there's a few steps ahead of us. We want to do more fact-finding for our filtration media because it has a lot of capacity for removing some of the contaminants. That's the first coming step. So our lab cost, and then our IP and also R&D, which are another costs associated. Projecting to the long term, right now at this stage is not. I cannot give you exact number, but we are able to actually, as we go further, to be able to have better projections. But mostly the capital that we're going to get, this non-dilutive capital, it allows us to do the upcoming steps that we are seeking for. Monetize is one of the opportunities actually, but we have other opportunities such as IRAP that we have already started a conversation with them.
Okay.
And they're very excited about our project.
Is this first wave of the product, does it only work with detached housing? It couldn't work in more dense setups like duplexes or condominiums? Where does it apply?
The model is shown is actually a sample model. It doesn't reflect the whole capacity of our filtration media. This filter media, according to its sizes and its need, it can work with duplexes or bigger projects.
Would you need to build different SKUs for that, or would it be all universal?
It would be definitely, the higher the demand, there would be different sizes, obviously. For single attachment, it would be a different size. For bigger size, it would be a different size.
Do you have a pressure requirement for filtration or not?
So far, it has been So far, it has been tested for 120 psi, which is 80 to 120 psi, which is the average in Kelowna area. But the minimum requirement has not been tested because that goes to a different stage of our R&D.
That's time. Let's wrap up now with our last team, Captured Experience, Paula Kovacs, who is in third-year business management.
Investors and spectators, I'm Paula. I'm the CEO of Captured Experience, an Indigenous entrepreneur and a passionate photographer. Picture this. Jane's planning a bachelorette party, so naturally, she books a wine tour. Here are some images salvaged from the day. Proof of the party? Yeah. But here's what the memories would have looked like had they hired a Captured Experience photographer. Captured Experience is wedding photography meets tours with the ease of Airbnb. Being a wedding photographer myself, I approached wine tour companies about offering my services for their operations. They had to say no. Not because they didn't love the idea, but due to my limited availability and their confidence in high demand for this service. No single wedding photographer schedule would have room for a business like this. However, a team of them would. Captured Experience offers stunning, candid images of a tour or experience anywhere on the globe. We provide timeless, high-quality photos of all the candid moments that our clients experienced. We also give our clients time that would have been spent taking poor-quality cell phone photos that is now spent with their friends. We will appeal to moms, you know, the ones who never get to be in the photos, bachelorette party planners, and corporate groups. The estimate of our market is $1 billion, with potential revenues of $2.8 million in our second year of operations. How is that? Well, in 2019, 1 million people visited wineries in BC and 2.4 million in Ontario. If all of those people were traveling in an average group size of 4, and we captured only 1% of those groups, that will result in $2.8 million in revenue. Our marketing strategy is simple. We will drive sales by working directly with tour operators, offering a referral for each booking. and the use of the images, with the client's permission, of course. I also have a strong social media presence, and I plan on using my expertise in social media with this business. As for competition, we found a blue ocean. Our only relevant competitors are positioned as vacation photographer platforms, so they connect a traveler with a photographer to book a photo shoot. We supply a photographer for a tour to capture candid moments and a few group shots. This business is still in the research stage, however, we have plans for test runs this summer. I personally have invested $5,000 in this business, and I have access to an Indigenous Entrepreneurship Grant. I'm looking for $20,000 in return for 5% of the business. I'd also love connections with owners of tour companies outside of Kelowna for research and test runs. I look forward to seeing the images shared from your tour, provided by Captured Experience.
Paul, have you moved into any of the testing? I know you said this summer, but have you done any testing ahead of time?
I have just started booking tours with, I have a conversation with the Smile Cycle Tour Company, as well as 3 other wine tour companies. So we're just in the process of setting all of that in place.
Great. And what will be your commission out of these, and what's the sort of anticipated average sale price for a package?
My commission, as in the profit of the business?
I'm sorry, no. So you hire me as a photographer to go out and do this. What are you taking as a percentage?
So sorry, we hire out the photographers at an hourly wage. So when they go out for 1 hour, they are getting paid $80 for that 1 hour. And then we take on the rest of it. So the photographer is not actually doing any of the editing. Our business will take on the editing as well.
Okay, thank you.
Every project which you're pricing at $329 is 1 hour of photographer time. So that's $80 in cost. Then there is an editing time, which would be an additional time and cost. So what would be your margin? That's something which I want to understand.
I will be hiring a sales manager, a recruitment manager, and their salaries are put in here as well. We will also need to pay for a photo editor. So I am working with a photography editing service, and they will be charging us only 15 cents per image edited. So we will have somebody on staff who will go through all the images, send it to that photographer's edit, and they will send us back the edited images. Besides that, we will just have standard website fees, marketing fees, lawyer, accounting, insurance, etc.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
How many images at the end of a tour? How many images would you anticipate you'd be providing to the customer?
Approximately 40 images per hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So that comes to about $6 per shoot for the photo editing services.
Okay, so then there's 10 images are included, and then people pay for the 30.
Exactly. They can add on extra digital images if they like. We will also offer printing available, so they can get, regular prints up to like canvas sizes. And those will be delivered to their door. So they can pick the image from their online album and select what size they like it printed, and it'll be shipped to their door. So all of our revenue numbers here, those are just for the base 1 hour, 10 images, and that's all they get. So there's a lot of opportunity for upsell as well.
If you were to do a 2 or 3 hour, would it be $3.29 an hour, or there'd be a discount on the further hours? Like, how does it scale out? Because I assume most tours are a couple hours and a couple wineries, usually not just an hour, right?
Yeah, so I'm assuming it'll be around $180 to $220 per additional hour.
Paula, how do you intend to do quality control on the photographers? Because, as you know, not all photographers are created equal.
Yeah, so the reason why we will be able to hire on much more experienced photographers is because we will be taking on basically all of the work that they would have had to do initially. So we will be doing all of the marketing, we will get them the client. All that they have to do is show up, take the photos, and then they submit the photos to us. They don't have to edit them. They don't have to communicate with the client at all. So by paying them about $80 per hour just to do the fun part, show up and take the photos, we then remove all of the other extra work. So I was approached by multiple vacation photographer companies, and they wanted me to be their photographer as well for a similar type of setup as this. But they only wanted to pay me $129 for essentially 6 hours of work, which is just not worth it for a photographer. We're used to being paid much more, about $80 to $100 per hour. So by being able to cater to those higher wages that photographers are used to, we can then be able to hire on better photographers. And then through a vetting process, we will be able to ensure that these photographers are well experienced, they are capable of producing the high quality of photography that we are used to. So we would be targeting event photographers and wedding photographers who are already experienced in a a fast-paced environment like this. And yeah, by just keeping an eye on everything. So when they are done the shoot, they then submit the photos to us and we have them edited. And that way we can supply a consistent edit across the board. So every single photo shoot will have the same type of editing style to it. And that way we can deliver a consistent imagery back to our clients.
So what's stopping the photographer from being hired for 2 hours, then cutting a side deal and coming back after an hour and doing their own project with the couple?
So I plan on being able to be very supportive of the photographers. So tours are just for us. You only do tours with us, but absolutely, if there is a bachelorette on this group and they're getting married and they need a wedding photographer, that's your wedding. You take that business and you take it elsewhere. You can build on this business that we are offering you, but in the contract, like, you are just a tour photographer with us. But I want to be able to support these photographers and teach them business skills so they can apply to their own wedding photography businesses and event photography businesses. And hopefully that's, that's the good spirited nature that we have, and we have a good relationship with each other. So obviously there is nothing stopping them from going behind our back and doing something like this, but by giving them that support, that, this essentially free marketing, I'm hoping that there is a good enough relationship there that they don't decide to do this.
Okay, that's a wrap. It's time for you, our audience, to vote on the Audience Choice Awards. Our Valhalla Angels judges are now going to move to a breakout room with Gary to work through first, second, and third prize. While you and our judges are deciding who tonight's winner will be over the next few minutes, Sarah and I would like to share a fun mashup of all our great teams who've been building ventures with us this year, and to thank our amazing business mentors who are vital to helping these teams build viable businesses.
We're developing a platform that seeks to provide agricultural information to farmers to enable them to make more informed decisions in their farming.
And our data-driven approach provides valuable information that no other decontamination device can offer.
So due to COVID-19 restrictions, we have seen so many local businesses close down.
The material used for this process, you can call it bioink.
We're an online marketplace that connects people from the community to hangouts designed and hosted by locals.
And welcome on behalf of A to Z Filters.
Farmers and growers are all seeking ways to increase the yield while maintaining the high quality of their crops.
Our solution to the problem is a cellular GPS tracker that also acts as a safety device.
With Book and Work, your working spaces around you wherever you are.
Captured Experience is wedding photography meets tours with the ease of Airbnb.
We have certified graduated students that basically makes us stand out among the competition.
In the future, we're planning to expand to other markets like retail, travels, and others.
It's the first of its kind that allows individuals to understand and track and visualize their ratio of omega-6s and omega-3s in their diet.
We can summarize research articles or documents into short videos using artificial intelligence.
I see the judges and Gary Parmar are ready with our winners after some intensive discussion. Grant, welcome back. We're on pins and needles. Tell us who our first prize winner is.
The first prize winner is GAPS. I'm very happy to announce that. GAPSS GAPS is our first prize winner.
Woohoo!
Oh, that's so exciting. So exciting. Congratulations, GAPS.
GAPS is walking away with $5,000 cash, the MNP Startup to Success Mentorship Package, entrance to AO's VAP program, and entrance to Valhalla Angels Base Camp. Okay, Grant, who is our second prize winner?
Our second prize winner is CloudTrack. Congratulations.
Congratulations, CloudTrack.
CloudTrack is walking away with $3,000 cash, the MNP Startup to Success Mentorship Package, entrance to AO's VAP program, and entrance to Valhalla Angels Base Camp.
And now, Grant, who is our third prize winner?
Our third prize winner is Agronomy. Congratulations. Excellent.
Congratulations, Agronomy.
Agronomy is walking away with $2,000 cash, MNP Startup to Success Mentorship Package, entrance to AO's VAP program, and entrance to Valhalla Angels Base Camp.
Congratulations to our three winners. We also have prizes for our additional three teams that competed today. The Valhalla Angels Boot Camp. All teams won a spot with the boot camp. It's a really comprehensive program that helps teams to accelerate their business. Grant, can you describe the boot camp for us?
Certainly. So Founders Boot Camp from Valhalla has been going on for over 8 years, and it's really designed so that founders can walk away with a couple things. One is a plan around their capital raise and a capital budget over multiple raises, some more insights into the lingo being used during a capital raise so that they level the playing field when they're talking with investors. So they've now understand what the investors are looking for, whether that's friends, family, angels, venture capitalists, and so forth. And then they also walk away with sitting and standing in the shoes of an angel investor for 2 days and understand exactly how they're going to be viewed through the lens of an angel investor. So they walk away with quite a lot of insights, and we've got a huge response from this program. We're running it right now in India, and we'll also be running it again in Edmonton and Calgary shortly. So this the Founders Bootcamp just keeps on growing for us. So we look forward to all the founders coming out and enjoying this and learning. Just keep on asking questions.
You know, Grant, the teams that have participated to date, the prize winners from last year found the experience invaluable. And so I think the teams this year will really leapfrog forward thanks to this prize. Thank you for your partnership with us in making that possible. And we also thank you. This year it's been 15 Valhalla Angels, including yourself, who've been mentors in the program. And Valhalla Angels has been engaged right from the very beginning. You've provided incredible mentoring to our teams as well as support around this Quick Pitch program. And we're so grateful. It's been a wonderful partnership. Thank you. Each of us, as mentors for the E at UBCO program, have worked in entrepreneurial environments, and we've all seen how critical true grit is to building a successful business. This year, thanks to a very generous $25,000 grant from the Southern Interior Development Initiative Trust, we have created the E at UBCO Student Entrepreneur of the Year Awards. We've also raised an additional $10,000 from Alumni UBCO and the Central Okanagan Economic Development Commission to create awards for our alumni participants.
These awards recognize entrepreneurial spirit, follow-through, engagement, and commitment to the program and leadership. Tonight, Gary Parmar is going to announce the winners of our Entrepreneur of the Year Awards.
First, I'd like to announce the winners of the E at UBCO Student Entrepreneur of the Year awards. Mahmoud Saker, PhD candidate, Mechanical Engineering from Research Tube. Ahab Ghanem, PhD student, Electrical and Geomatics Engineering, Multi-Sensor Fusion for Autonomous Vehicles from VegMaps. Paula Kovacs, Business Management, third year for Captured Experiences. And now we have our shared prizes. The first one goes to Gavin Sani and Kevin Kadam, both from UBC Civil Engineering, third year from Elite A to Z. And the second one goes to Jacob Saul, Civil Engineering, second year, Cole White Robinson, Mechanical Engineer, second year from GAPS. Now, I'd like to announce the winner of the E at UBCO Alumni Entrepreneur of the Year Awards. We have Mohammed Gamal, who is a PhD Engineering from 2020, and he is with GEL MA. And we also have Puriya Mahrabi, who's an alumni with his Master's in Science and Mechanical Engineering from 2018, and has founded TutorMe. And we also have Arpan Kandola, who is an alumni of Civil Engineering from 2019 and co-founder of Proximi, and Michael Ayatsi, alumni of Mechanical Engineering 2020.
Yay!
Congratulations!
Congratulations! So well deserved. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you to my co-hosts, to our judges, our mentors, our founding sponsors and event sponsors, and to all our teams this year who have passionately worked to change our world for the better. We are very fortunate to have these passionate young people working to make the world a better place. We hope you have a wonderful evening.